We did a really ambitious kickoff for a 5-year, $1 million fundraising campaign in support of Candlelighters Ottawa. A fabulous charity dedicated to making a difference in the lives of children fighting cancer in the Ottawa area. And I'm really, really proud to say that in our first year, we raised $168,000. Yeah.
We want to see your energy. You can compete for the competition for spirit or fundraising. Okay? And so when you're not riding for your 10 minutes or you're, lollygagging on the bike and cheering, when you're not doing that, you're cheering, you're dancing, you're cheering on your team and the other teams. All right? So that's what we're inviting you to do. Come to the Inside Ride. Register, donate, or host your own event. All right? Inside Ride, May 10th here under the big tent in the parking lot.
When we started, we gave families 1 month of free parking. When you were newly diagnosed, we gave you 1 month of parking. And we had our Cyber Kids program that was just getting off the ground, and we were giving out 386s that were refurbished. Now, I have no idea what a 386 is, but it sounds pretty good. But refurbished 386s was what our Cyber Kids program started at. So when I first met Tom and the crew here, they took on the Cyber Kids program, and we grew that program. That was the first thing that we did. And now, today, we are able to give every single family that is diagnosed, their family gets either a tablet or they get a laptop, which is huge. Those kids can continue to work on their school projects. They're connected with the outside world. And it's just something that is part of all of our day-to-day lives. But certainly when somebody's not working and there's no funds for that, going out and spending $500 or however many hundreds of dollars on a piece of technology that you might not have had in your family is really out of the question. So that's a huge program for us. We have 22 programs that we provide families. So we've gone from a Christmas party and a Cyber Kids program and 1 month of parking to 22 programs. We provide family support, education support, and financial assistance. And so, yes, we cover the cost of everybody's parking all the time, but we also think of families. And so we have a sibling program that has grown probably the most significantly since I was here last year. We have lots more siblings that come to a camp, a day camp-like experience where siblings are hugely impacted when they have a brother or sister that gets cancer, and sometimes they're the forgotten ones. So to be able to bring them together, it's important, and we recognize them. We send them little packages in the mail with like a medal that says, you're part of this, and you're important in this journey too. We started a Youth Survivor initiative last year, where kids who have finished their treatment 1 year after treatment, most of them 13 to 18, so most of them are like 13 to 15 that come. There's like 6 outings a year for them, and it's social, to get together, have social, because 2/3 of kids who have childhood cancer have late effects. So they have cognizant delays, they have growth impairments, they have sexuality issues, they have socialization issues. So it's really important to bring those kids together, and we're able to do that. And so Tom spoke earlier about 300 families. We have over 300 families in our membership. So 65 kids are diagnosed every year, 125 kids in treatment at any given time, but we have 300 families within our membership, because when you finish cancer treatment for kids, it doesn't end at the end of your last treatment. You go into the 0 to 24 months after treatment phase, where you're still followed. You go to the 24 to 5 years post-treatment phase. Then you go into aftercare. And they're all significant milestones in the childhood cancer journey, and there are needs that these kids have. Depending on their age, they vary, but the needs don't go away. Childhood cancer changes your life forever. And so for us, for Candlelighters, we are absolutely committed to being there for families every single step of the way of their childhood cancer journey. That doesn't end. It changes them forever.
This was, May, and a few weeks later, Adrian had been sick, right? Leukemia presents hard hard to sort of catch. She had ear infections that never stopped. She had fevers, even though she's on antibiotics. She was tired all the time. So even here, she's not feeling well. She actually looks a little bit pale in the picture. I think she's the one with the cute little pink glasses, obviously. Yeah, so we had seen walk-in doctors. We weren't able to see our pediatrician. You know, it can be hard to get into them. So finally, though, I just kept trying, calling, oh, we can go in and see the doctor the next day. So I didn't have anything pressing that day that I was looking at him to see with her, just that she hadn't been feeling well. And when we got there, you know, the look on his face was that he knew something was wrong right away. When I talk with him now about it, he says, well, she was so pale. I knew right away something was wrong. He started asking me funny questions. Is she bruising? Are her gums bleeding when you brush her teeth? You know, no, I don't see those things yet. After a quick exam, he could tell her spleen was enlarged, and I was off to CHEO. So, you know, Paul's at work. My mom's watching the other twin. The other kids are at school, and it's Friday, right? So you get to CHEO, you have your ultrasound, and the tech says, can you go back to your doctor right away today? No, we can't. He's closed now. Okay, well, you need to go line up in the ER right now. So we weren't allowed to go home.
So, you know, Kathleen called me from the ER, and like I said, we do everything together, and this was difficult. You know, she said it might be leukemia. I don't know what that means at this point in time, but I know that it's cancer. When I was 18 years old, my father died from a brain tumor. So when someone says your child has cancer, that's pretty devastating, because for me, cancer equals death. Through the generosity of Nokia and Candlelighters, Adrian got an iPad. And Adrian figured out rather quickly how to find the Hangouts button. I don't use Apple stuff, sorry. But how to use the Hangouts button to call Daddy. So I would be sometimes standing in line at the Tim Hortons waiting for my coffee, and my phone would ring. And normally, if it's anybody else, I just send it to voicemail. But Hangouts is ringing, so I would dash off to a room somewhere and have a chat with Adrian. Because Adrian was going through procedures, and she was getting EKGs and ECGs and x-rays and ultrasounds and all of these things. And you know, when you're feeling sick, the last thing you want is somebody poking you and prodding you. And Adrian felt miserable. And we would then have to take her down to x-ray or to an ultrasound and have a bunch of random strangers poke her. And she was miserable, and she wanted mommy or she wanted daddy. And so by having that tablet with us, we could set it up and do a video conference and help her get through that. That's the challenge that Candlelighters helps us with. We, and I stole this. I hope nobody notices tonight. It's going to be a struggle to get it back, but this is one of the medals they got in the mail, okay? And this was a special moment for our kids, that they got an envelope addressed to each of them with a certificate and a medal, because they are part of the Smiling Siblings. And that is where all of the efforts of Candlelighters really shows through, is helping the other kids feel somewhat normal. And the day camps, when we were in the heart of treatment for Adrian, what do we do with the kids? It's the summer. Where are they going to go? Now, Saul, Selena, and Jeff Brown at Brown's Martial Arts, when they found out Adrian was sick, they said, if you need to bring your kids into our summer camp, anytime, no charge, drop them off. That was a godsend. Then we get to the weekend. What are we doing on Saturday? Well, there was day camps, and that was beautiful, because we have to go to Joey's baseball. Okay, what are we going to do with the girls, right? What are they going to do to feel special, right? We're making sure everything's normal, so we're going to go watch a baseball game, which, if you're not playing baseball, it's really not terribly exciting for a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old to watch a 10-year-old or a 9-year-old play baseball. And there was a day camp just across the baseball field. It was beautiful. We dropped the girls off at day camp. They had a great time. They did arts and crafts. Joey had baseball. You know, it's almost as if we were a normal, happy family again. But the journey was difficult. And as a parent, you go through so much, and we have the courage beads that Candlelighters provides for us, and Kathleen has been diligently through those long nights at the hospital, sitting by Adrian's bedside, putting together these courage beads.
Right, so as Tom mentioned, this is just one of the programs, and I think it's a wonderful program, and I think this just goes to December. I'm a little behind on Adrian's procedures, but it shows, and for her, when she's older and she can understand, you know, what did she went through, right? So, here, I'll take this side. Yeah, like every white is chemotherapy. Every red is a poke. Every blue is the hospital stay. You know, just different things like that. Blood products. When she had to get transfusions, she's had 10 blood transfusions. You know, I was just in donating blood today, you know, and looking around at those people donating blood and saying to myself, thank you. You could have saved my child. And that's how I feel about everybody in this room, is like, thank you for coming and doing this, because these programs matter. And this matters more than just a fun time to go out and be silly and to have some time off work. It actually matters. It really does. So, you know, that's why Paul and I are here. We want to thank the Candlelighters.
And then we did the inside ride here, and someone said, you want to ride a bike for 10 minutes? I said, I can do that in my sleep, no problem. Probably not such a good idea after sitting on the couch for 6 months to get on a bike and ride as fast as you can for 10 minutes. No, you have to ride. So you don't understand. You have to ride as fast as you can. I have people looking up to me, you see. But then last year it was interesting, because the inside ride was just before we found out Adrian had leukemia. And I came and I did the inside ride, and I said, wow, there was this little girl there, and she told us her story, and I told Kathleen about it, and I was just so touched by the story, and it was like, wow, that's a pretty amazing journey, and I can't even comprehend what it's like for them. Well, now we can. Now we certainly can understand that journey.
So this is Adrian today. I think that I took that picture of Paul and Adrian just on the weekend. So, you know, she's hanging in there, right? Like, she's fighting the good fight. And now we're going to have our life for the summer, and we're going to keep going forward. She's the cutest thing, and she's really hard to say no to. And she's so spoiled now, it's awful. So, you know, just to wrap up, you know, our journey with you guys, we don't know where we're going from here. And you know, your speech and just learning your story bit is very inspiring, very inspiring. And to, you know, that's the kind of people we want to be too, is find the positivity in life. No matter where our road leads us, which we have no clue, to be able to stay positive and find positivity in your life, right? So thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Candlelighters. Thank you very much for letting us speak. And I know Paul and I one day really hope to give back much more to your organization and be involved in that kind of thing. So thank you.
For us here, it brings a lot of spirit to our campus. We have a 5-week campaign. We do a whole bunch of stuff. We have a road hockey tournament. So if you want to be part of our road hockey tournament, or on that day you want to have your road hockey tournament and come on over to our parking lot, let us know. We're all set up. You can be part of it. We have a cakewalk. We have a quiz night. We have a paint night. We have 50-50s. We have teams that make sandwiches with white bread. And I buy them out. And desserts. Get away from home. It just, something goes on every week. We have an online auction for a parking spot beside the building. People will pay $1,000 to park there for the year. We have concert tickets, we have Sense tickets, we auction them off. We can share the website for the free auctions. We can show you what you do so that you can bring it back and that you're getting ready, you know, for May 10th. We have teams that, you know, they just don't show up. They talk about this in the office, they plan it. E.T. coming home, the hippies. So there's a buildup on our campus that you can have. We have people that they stood outside and just painted themselves. Last year they brought their motorbikes out there with pirates. It all leads up, and then to May 10th.
Our ask of you, in case you hadn't noticed, was to support our efforts and help us reach the 5-year goal. Register teams, participate in our inside ride, set up your own inside ride. It really doesn't matter, but the main thing is that we're all working in the same direction in terms of trying to generate support and fundraising for Candlelighters so that they can do their great work.